Chapter 3, Day 3. Look how empty this place is. Show can't start when Star ain't around. When was the last time you saw Toshio? Not too long before you came with the microcomputer yesterday. Must have realized we listened to the audio tracks. Yeah, he could be in hiding anywhere now. Probably thinks you used out to kill him. Hey, I wouldn't. Eiji's playing with you, but this is a real problem. Hopefully, Shibuya is too important for Toshio to skip town. He might just hide in some hole long enough for us to give up. Toshio. Looking for your friend? This place does feel a bit lonely without the little guy, doesn't it? Maybe. We're in Shibuya. Foot traffic can be sporadic, but a lot of people go through here. You'll be busy before you know it. Maybe it's just too early in the morning. You think your little friend slept in with his girlfriend? Funny you should say that. Huh. I doubt Eiri's parents would let that happen. You know Eiri and her parents? I'm a local. Been here for a while. I practically have all the locals memorized. Eiri's parents don't go out that much, though, do they? I suppose they don't. You'll never see them too far from home. Eiri's the one who puts food on the table in that family. Her parents couldn't, but I don't blame them. They must fear ridicule, among other things. It's nasty what radiation poisoning can do to people. Radiation? They don't talk about it, but as far as I can tell, that's exactly what Eiri's parents are afflicted with. I know radiation poisoning when I see it. Back in the day, my unit had to study all about that. How did they get irradiated? I thought that stopped being a problem a long time ago. That's how some people justify moving to the surface, but the pioneers didn't exactly have the manpower to check everywhere for radiation. It's entirely possible that Eiri's parents lived in an area where they were exposed, but generally you won't find places like that anymore. I heard humanity was practically forced to face any threat on the surface anyway. Otherwise, we'd all have gone extinct underground, sick and starving without ever seeing sunlight. It's not like the pioneers were necessarily wrong. To be fair to them, I can't name a single place that still has hazardous amounts of radiation. The couple could have been exposed to radiation some other way. What other way? Sometimes even the greatest generals can only guess. Right, we're not exactly fighting a war here. You think something happened that made them like that? I'd say that's the most likely conclusion, all things considered. And intel is the soldier's greatest weapon. In this battlefield we call life, knowledge is the grenade, and wisdom is the safety pin. There he goes again. Better walk away from this one. Looking for your friend? Anything else? Doesn't look right without Toshio and his robot buddy, huh? Yeah, the locals must miss his show. And it's all your fault. Give me a break, old man. You! So you really are here? Hey, Eiri. You feeling any better? Was Uncle Eiji too hard on you? No, I'm fine. What's up? What do you mean I really am here? Mother told me to meet you here. She did. She said you'd probably be out here with Toshio. Toshio's not around, though. Oh? Is he sick? No idea. We just got here. If someone wasn't so fidgety, we'd have been here earlier. Shut up. I see. Well, I'm here to tell you something. Mother said she felt bad about telling Eiji and Gunther off. All that effort to take a jab at me. It's not like that. She wanted me to tell you guys about the Ark. Whoa, for real? I don't have all the details myself. She told me you'll find the answers you seek in the Science Museum. Museum? What museum? It's not too far from here. I'm supposed to show you the way. This isn't a trap, is it? They wouldn't put Eiri in danger. I doubt this is a trap. Oh, they might look like that, but my parents wouldn't go out of their way to hurt other people. No one's thinking that, don't worry. Can you tell us more about this museum? Mother didn't say much. She said you'd go if you were serious about the Ark. I couldn't tell that she had any faith in me. Let the girl speak. You have no better leads, you. Like you know where I was going with that. Oh, I know. So, about the museum. Go on. We're listening. Well, all I know is that it has a lot of sciencey stuff, and I have to take you there. Lead the way, then. Please, follow me. Here we are. This is only the second time I've been here. What was your first time with Toshio? No? My parents took me here when I was younger. That's why I know the place. I'm not sure what you're supposed to find, but they told me to come home immediately after I bring you here. You did a good job, kid. We'll figure things out. Yeah. Tell your folks we said thanks. Okay then. You? What? I hope you find what you're looking for. I hope so too. You gonna be okay on your way back? I'll be fine. It's only a short walk. Alright, you take care then. Thanks. So, here we go again. Need a new envelope to write on. In case you're wondering, yes, I do write on pretty much junk mail. Got a control panel over here. For this thing here? What is it? A globe? That's a big-ass globe for sure. What's it for? Well, what do you use a globe for? Like, nowadays? Nothing. What good is it? I meant in the... Oh, the old-timey days. You'd use those things to figure out what was where on the planet. Good job, Gunther. Why are you looking at me like that? I'm guessing this thing will do just that then, you know. Revealing locations. Maybe you could tell us where the Ark is. That's certainly a possibility. If I could get this thing to work. You try unplugging and putting it back in? I don't think that's gonna work. Why would you do that to something if you don't know how it works? For all we know, whatever data this thing has could get wiped if you do that. Oh, yeah. Hey, you! Don't try unplugging it. Noted. A tablet with a memory card. What do you think it does? As far as I can tell, nothing. At least not on its own. Maybe it was hooked up to the panel for a reason. And you're just gonna take it? I don't see why not. A gate with a moon on it. Wonder what the moon has to do with this. Huh. Something up with the clock? Yeah. It's here. That's what's up. You think it has some importance? Oh no. It's just odd to see a clock around here, that's all. We pretty much stopped telling time by numbers and we go by what it looks like outside now, you know, like in the old days of yore. Oh, like with adventurers camping in the wilderness and sleeping under the night sky. That's poetic, man. Nothing poetic about it. And it's just a clock. You thinking of screwing around with it? I don't see other reason why you'd wanna. I'll make a note of it being here. I guess whoever occupied the place used them to tell time, assuming they still work. Doesn't look like they work anymore. Guess it's been forever since somebody actually hung out in here. All the same, let's remember where we found it. So this is a moon chart. We have the Chinese zodiac here to the Western zodiac. Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces. Can't quite tell what that is. Then we have the snake, the horse, the monkey, the rabbit, the rat, the rooster. I think this is the dog. The ram, dragon, pig. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know what this one is. Just keep in mind that the cat is not part of the normal zodiac. That would be the 13th animal. It was given the wrong date in the myth, in case you're wondering, by the rat. So it didn't take part in the race at all, and as a result, the cat forever hated the mouse. So there's nothing we can do here at the moment. So odds are we're probably going to need this image as a reference for something. So this is supposed to be the phase of the moon for each year and that time of the year. Even though you'll have a full lunar rotation during the zodiac period. Yo, another clock, dude. 2 of them. You sound like that's super suspicious. You even said there's a chance somebody actually used them until time when they worked. They must have a few more around in different rooms. So they wouldn't have to keep coming back to the first clock we found. Convenient, right? Wouldn't you hate to keep walking back to one room just to see what time it was? Have them in multiple rooms so you wouldn't have to do that. That sounds about right, yeah. Let's not mess with them. There's no point since they're kind of busted. So this is 6:30, this is 5. Let's finally look around. That takes us back. Whoa, that's cool. Guess this is what the tablet is for. Do more! I want to see the others! Alright, alright. Calm down. Didn't know you're such a big space fan. Some might even say he's a regular space case. What do we got here? Looks like a weird ball. What's a ball doing lying around here? It's pretty random, don't you think? Saw a couple more of those before. Maybe they aren't random at all. What you mean? Like, they got a purpose? Well, if I saw a bunch of weird balls with symbols on them in a creepy place like this, yeah, I'd assume you need them for something. Alrighty. Let's take it with us then. Yeesh. This thing's kinda heavy. Can I get a hand with this? Come on, dude, don't be a wuss. I have scrawny arms too, but it doesn't look that heavy. Eiji, a little help? You could use a little extra muscle. Are you kidding me right now? What are these indentations for? Maybe we could try putting something in the spots? Like what? Oh, there are holes, so I guess we gotta fill them somehow. Don't even. Phrasing. Big tank of water with no fish in it? Really? That could liven the place up. How does fish in a tank liven a place up? Wouldn't that be cool, though? You go to the planetarium to get your book learning on, but you got all this knowledge coming at you at once, so you gotta take a break, right? Then you sit down in a chair and whoa, you got some little fishies swimming around looking at you. You're thinking, wow, that's pretty neato. So you hang out with fish for a little bit and relax. That sounds juvenile as hell. Don't go making fun of fishies. Fish weren't put in water for your amusement. They're to keep you from going hungry. Yeah, well, if I had a planetarium like this, I'd have some fishies in a tank for all the little kids to see. Like I said, juvenile. Eiji, let him dream. Yeah, why are you on my case, man? Let's see if I let you in my planetarium now. No friends discount for you. You're getting charged full admission, buddy. Oh, no. Why is a water tank here anyway? That's really bizarre. There's another one. See? Convenient. You're doing it again. You're thinking it's super suspicious. 3 clocks hanging around. From the look of the other stuff around here, it's hard not to think they're here for another purpose. What other purpose is there? It's a clock. It's got one job. Still nothing. Let's keep going. We're wasting time. Ha! Get it? Because time? Clocks? Gunther. Come on, it's funny. Gunther. Okay, sorry. You should be ashamed of yourself. I thought it was funny. See? He gets it. Look, another one of those balls. It has a different symbol on it, too. You sure have a keen eye for balls, guys. Just being the responsible and trying to figure things out instead of making stupid jokes. There's no way I'm carrying 2 of these at once. One of you has to take one. Dude, I ain't touching your balls. Not you too. I had the opportunity, so I took it. If you were in my shoes, you'd have done the same. If I was in your shoes, I'd share the burden of carrying these damn things. Seriously, take one of them. I'd love to help you out, I really would, but I got sensitive ligaments. Can't do any heavy lifting. Just a bit ago, you said they didn't look that heavy. Yeah, but... Eiji, help. Why? You got it under control. Just do me a favor and be careful with those. You don't want to drop them on your foot. Yeah, that's gonna hurt big time. Well, if one of you guys took one, maybe I wouldn't have to worry about that. Lift with your legs, keep a firm grip on them. Ligaments. I don't believe this. So I tried calling for help and we got nothing. What's that over there? Platform with a disc on the wall? Looks like a mirror to me. That's a mirror? It's got a big dumb animal on it. How are you supposed to see yourself in it? Unless it reflects our inner animal for us to see. I knew I was dripping with charm and passion and primal energy, but I didn't think my inner animal would be that fierce looking. What's it like to have a brain like yours? Feels pretty good. You're the biggest weirdo I ever met, and that's saying something. So there's one mirror there, and there's 3 empty spaces around it. Think we gotta fill up those spaces? It seems that way, doesn't it? Let's go looking for those other mirrors, then. So we see the dragon on the west. I'm suspecting this is feng shui. Top's gonna be the ox or the turtle. Right is gonna be the... Or wait, is the dragon supposed to be the east? Yeah, the dragon's the east in that one. So this is upside down. This would be north, this would be east, this would be the phoenix, and this would be the tiger. Assuming it is the feng shui thing. Now here's something you don't see every day, combination lock. These can be pretty annoying to crack. Well, chances are whoever left it also left the code somewhere. Ooh, try 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No one's that much of an idiot, Gunther. That, and there's no guarantee the code is 5 numbers long. We'll need to look around. Okay, I want to see how my numbers went up to. Just a clock. A suspicious clock. So the colors are going to be important. Can we order a pizza? Some kind of intercom with a keypad. Does this place have some kind of fancy security system? It's a phone. Yeah, I guess an intercom is like a phone. You're right, Eiji. Is it too late to send him back? Come on, Eiji. Don't be like that. He doesn't know this stuff. Know what stuff? Besides, this thing looks ancient. Why is it even here? Actually, it reminds me of a classic code technique. Guys? Oh, you might be onto something there. Let's keep it in mind in case we come across a code to decipher. Sounds like a given in a place like this. Guys, come on. What am I missing? So anyway, we're going to call this one purple. Purple clock is at 11:45. Yellow. This one is at 5:40. So yeah, this is going to suck for people who don't know how to read these analog clocks. Looks like a memory card. Think we'll need it? We might as well take it, just in case. Wonder what's on it. We'll have to find the right terminal or something to find out. Pictures? Video? Music? Music? Why would there be music on it? You can put music on little cards like that. Didn't Toshio have music on one of his gadgets? I think I remember him playing some things from the old world. We found a broken audio player, but the drive was mostly intact, so we ripped the files from it and it turned out to be music. Man, I wish I could remember some of those tunes. Those were hype. Something tells me this card doesn't have music on it. It's a real shame. I'd kill for some kickin' music right about now. So, real quick. Damn. Okay, so let's put the red back in. There's another ball. Go get it, you! No, you guys get it. As a matter of fact, here. Oof. Dude, what the heck? Go pick it up, Eiji. Me? Yes, you. Pick it up. Why not Gunther? Thought we were on the same side, man. And I already have a ball. Fine, whatever. Take this one. Jeez, careful. There. Now we all have balls. Happy? Phrasing. That wasn't a funny joke. What? I wasn't making a joke. Yeah, it's getting old. We had a good thing going, then you just ran it into the ground. I'm about to throw this at your head if you don't shut up. I'll be quiet. Jeez, he sure is nasty when you get him going. You say something? Nothing that warrants anything to be thrown at my head. Good. So red is at 12. Let's try turning these on. That's all of them. Whoa, look at this! Is that the whole solar system? Think bigger. We're not even a speck in these pictures. Makes you feel kind of tiny, doesn't it? They all feature stars in some way or another. Oh? Is you doing this thing? I thought they were just nice pictures. So yeah, I know of the constellations, I just don't know what they look like exactly. So real quick, if we were to combine this with this, swap back to this. It's a model of the entire solar system. Wonder what this all means, though. So green is at 6. So I want to drop this off. Okay, so I don't know how this is all going to be edited, but all of these are 4x4 screens, and we have to pay attention to the stars. So doing a bit of a hex map, let's do that. So I'm marking these two for the right side, this one for the top left. And then even though there's all these little dots, I think the star has to be bigger for it to count. I don't think we can get a better view of this one, but we have the bottom corner occupied with this one anyway. So this one would just be the diagonal and the adjacent to here. So let's go back here so we can see this one. So I'm thinking we'll do the bottom left, and we'll have a full diagonal going. So let's see, this is a grand total of 7 stars. Let's see if that is our answer. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Oh, so the bottom left didn't count. It was just that. Funny how things work out. So that's what it was after all. Nice job, you. Now, what do we do with this? Where'd the compass needle come from? Where'd you get this? Came out of a slot on the side once you finish the puzzle. It can never be as simple as one little puzzle, can it? The better the security, the better the prize, right? Good point. Where'd Gunther go? He was back there staring at the screens again. The clocks have numbers on them. What? Of course clocks have numbers. No, I mean, some glowing number showed up beneath all the clocks. I saw one light up and went to check the others. Good eye, Gunther. I knew there was something about them. So for yellow, let's write this out. RTDEEUT. I'm going to cross out those previous ones because those were nothing. So what's this purple one calling us exactly? MOFIKFL. No, I don't want to go over there. Red. Well, hit up green first. I think I know how this one works. Odds are I'm going to cut that out, though, so you didn't get to see that part of the experiment earlier. Okay, well, I call this the teal. H-S-E-M-U-N. So what I'm wondering right now is, can I take the green one, convert that into a phone code, or are we actually going to use that one? Wrong way. We need to go here. Moon. Toss the moon in here. Toss the star in, and it stays blue. So let's see if we convert this. 5, O is on the 6 key, U is on the 8 key, N is 6, L is 5, then we have another N, and then a 4. I don't know if I started the right way or not. Then we go over to 8. I don't know if I'm supposed to loop around for that one. Right 5. Okay, so there you go. Apparently you did have to go around the 0 in order to get that to register. There we go, you were right, Eiji. Man, what kind of dumb password is that? No humor whatsoever. Maybe the person who created it had a different joke in mind, but who's to know? Really? You might be right. Now I gotta figure out what kind of joke this code could be. That should keep him busy for a while. You, help me get this stuff off. Sure thing. So here's the feng shui thing I was talking about. Perfect fit. So it is. Even though it should be pointing north, not up. So I want to make a note here around my little impromptu star map. Crossing out the dud. So is that star map supposed to make the Big Dipper or something? Because I think that's missing one star. So it is, even though it should be pointing north, not up. I'm not about to try laying this clock down flat if that's what you're thinking. Eiji shrugged. So yourself? So they give you the question mark here, but nothing to interact with. So the phoenix is red. Let's try the TY. TY, okay. Red input complete. This is Orion. Like, I'm wondering, are we supposed to count those? Okay. So, I did all these puzzles already off camera. I wanted to record them, but I got my non-stop interruptions as usual, and I'll go over things. You actually want to start off with this puzzle just for the sake of simplicity. Go through the constellations, count the number of stars. I'm going to tell you, Gemini has 15, Orion has 19, the Phoenix has 12, and whatever the hell this thing is has 8. So now you need to make those numbers here. 3 times 5 will give you the 15 of Gemini. For Orion, you need 25 minus 6 to give you the 19. For Phoenix, you need 2 times 6. And then the last one is 1 plus 7. Hit that, and this gives you your color diagram. So the problem I had with the moon, star, sun thing is I was thinking primary color instead of red, green, blue. So you can see where the teal comes into effect here, and this is what was throwing me off. We'll go into a little bit more detail there in a second too, because the yellow is also pretty important. So I'm not reading what they say until we finish this segment. If you want to read it, you have to pause it. So this is a bit of a hierarchy chart that you have to do to save you guys a little bit of headache. Take line 5, ignore this one, and line 10, ignore this one. All that information is given to you in other lines. By having it repeated here is just redundant, and it risks confusing you a little bit more. So pretend those two do not exist, and things will be easier for you. So I put a text file here with all the answers for you guys. If you do this correctly, you'll get the order of the Chinese zodiac. It actually is true to form. So number 1 is rat, 2 is ox, 3 is tiger, 4 is rabbit, 5 is dragon, 6 is snake, 7 is horse, 8 is ram, 9 is monkey, 10 is rooster, 11 dog, 12 pig. So I believe in earlier parts to this I was calling them different things. This is the tiger, this is the ox. The other ones are a little bit more straightforward. So once you have them in order here, you need to go in vertical order to get the phases of the moon. So rat will be lined up with Aries, so this is quarter waxing. These are extremely poorly illustrated, so I have to warn you right here. This entire chapter is filled with crap puzzles, but this one takes the cake. So anyway, rat 1 tells you quarter waxing. When you go to the ox, you want to go down to Taurus, so that will tell you you want the new moon, nothing here. 3 is the tiger, full, rabbit, full, and just go down the list in the order I told you about, and that'll give you the answers to the moon phase puzzle, which is right here. Yeah, their banter isn't really that good, and this puzzle is one of my biggest peeves. So you can only push forward, like every other freaking puzzle in this chapter. So to give you an example, we're going for a quarter full, or 1/4 waxing right here. Now we have to go to dark. So normally you just go 1 space to the left, but since you can't go back, you have to go 7 forward. And unfortunately, they do this a lot in this puzzle. So the good news is right here you only have to go 4, and that's going to be the same either way. Hit that twice. Next is quarter waning, which is going to be this one. Then quarter waxing, which is 4 spaces away, either direction. And then I have to talk about this part too. So now we need to go to half waning. 3/4 waxing. Next is 3/4 waning. So now half waning. This is another one that was 7 spaces away. Then we are going to 3/4 waxing. And then lastly, half. Alright, wait, I have this backwards. Oh, crud. 3/4 full. And then we have to go 7 spaces. Think that did it. So, I have to tell you, first and foremost, this one's kind of glitchy. It doesn't always work consistently. Sometimes it goes off prematurely. There actually is a guy who uploaded a screenshot of this to the Steam screenshot section. I don't know if that has a specific name, of it actually triggering with 11 answers instead of the full 12. And the other thing I have to warn you guys is, if you do this and it is still not correct, reverse 6 and 7. On the earlier versions of the game, 6 and 7 were backwards, so if you tried to do this legitimately, you would actually get a wrong answer. It's been fixed in this version of the game and going forward, but if for some reason you're able to see this video but unable to update your game, reverse 6 and 7. So this gives you the Tiger Medal. And then once you know how these mix, you can go do this one. Wrong way. Okay, so this is the star. It's blue. Blue with red will give you purple. That one's a little straightforward. Purple one is M. This is one of those other ones that's extremely annoying because you can't go back. It's even worse by the fact that not all the letters are here, so you may think, okay, next thing is 2 clicks away, but it's actually 1. And as a result of that, you are now going through it for another cycle. So, okay. So if you look, we skip J. If you tried to go straight from there, you would have overclicked it if you didn't know in advance. F, and then L. Now, when you do these correctly, you'll actually get a notification like that one. Okay, next is sun. Sun is orange in secret, and then green. When you combine those together, you get yellow. So you want to put in the yellow combination here, which is R. There's a skip here, P and Q. T, D, E, and right there I missed it, so I have to go all the way around, so I'm just clicking down. U. This section is definitely agony on your mouse, and then T. And then finally, moon is blue, and secretly it is yellow, so when you combine those together you get the teal color. Teal's combination is E, H, S, the E is in the right spot, so we want to go to the M. The U's in the correct spots, now we want to go to N. So with all those, the turtle medal's up for grabs. And let's see, I think it's turtle there. We'll fix it in a second if not. Wrong thing. So turtle should be counterclockwise. Like that, I believe. And right here is the best puzzle of the chapter. So the dev outright said this is trial and error. So you want to go from sunrise to sunset with all the times on the clocks, trying randomly until you figure it out. And they give you analog times without telling you that, hey, you're supposed to convert it to military time because some reason. So, next up is 1800, which would be 6 o'clock normally. Next up is 1830, 6:30. And then the last one is midnight, 00. And then pick up and put the dragon back. I don't know why it does that, but yeah. So with this, yeah. This is just a major letdown. Something's showing up on the screen. The fountains of the deep and the floodgates of the sky were closed, and the rain from the sky was restrained. All flesh that moved on the earth perished, birds and cattle and beasts, and every swarming thing that swarms upon the earth, and all mankind. Of all that was on the dry land, all in whose nostrils was the breath of the spirit of life died. Then the Lord saw that the wickedness of man was great on the earth, and that every intent of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. Hell was that about? You don't think this is the Ark, do you? That's not even funny. I think it's hilarious. Screw you. How's this supposed to bring Miho back? Hate to break it to you, but I don't want to hear it. I'd love to see Miho again and all, but what makes you think this isn't the Ark? If it was, you think we'd just run into it when Sanctus and GPA put so much effort into finding it? I'm just messing with you. What? This Noah's Ark. It's a story from some book. Toshio told me about it. Surprised he didn't tell you. Don't be so gloomy. There isn't much to it. I think I found him reading that book, so we started talking about it. Probably didn't mean anything from not bringing it up. Tell me that sooner, damn it. I'd have gone nuts if this ship thing was the almighty Ark. I had a feeling it was that kind of situation, so I played along. I hate you guys. It's been a while since I last talked to someone flesh and bones. Who said that? Voice came from the Ark. You really need someone to tell you that, kid? Too much earwax? This program, or AI or whatever, is insulting me. There's two of us. Don't you forget about me. So if this is going over your head, this is... I'll pull them back up first. Can I catch a break, you? So if this is going over your head, this is a Xenosaga reference. And if you're wondering how, just wait until they name themselves. Believe it or not, we're not AI. Are we computer programs? That's debatable. Depends on your perspective, really. Greater minds have argued about it, but never reached a consensus. You understand what we're saying. Don't be rude. There's no reason to think we can't understand you. Talking to you is not rocket science. Not that rocket science is all that difficult. My bad. What are you supposed to be, then? Did you really just wake us up without knowing that? Balls on this guy. Try not to piss Shion off. So, Shion Uzuki? Don't have a clue, sorry. Maybe best if Alan explained. Woke up on the wrong side of the bed. I do not remember what Alan's last name was, but if you haven't played Xenosaga, just watch like 1 hour of episode 1 and you will meet these two that early in the game. They are the creators of Cosmos. Like you always do, Shion. Please be nice to our visitors. Some kid who thinks we're AI woke us up. Sorry if I'm not in the best of moods. Can't really blame him for thinking that, can we? We don't have real bodies. Take away our holographic representations and we're brains in a jar. Anyway, I don't mean to be rude. My name's Alan, one of the lead scientists behind the Noah's Ark project. You're Noah's Ark? Technically, the big ship we're on is the literal Ark, or at least a replica of the biblical one. Noah's Ark project, or what we call NAP, encompasses everything from research to production dedicated to, well, creating the us you're talking to right now. The idea was to digitize the human brain so that people could live forever. The project received mainstream attention for a while, but it never caught on. In the end, only a few people paid to preserve their consciousness in digital form. The project was deep in the red. Thought we'd make a better sales pitch if we digitized ourselves as a proof of concept, if you will. We didn't have the time or resources to go to court and argue about human rights and ethics, so we just volunteered ourselves. Now, Shion and I are a couple of digital humans talking to you in the future as a result of that. We're all in the present as far as I'm concerned. This war happened too quickly. Our tech wasn't ready for mass digitization. We could do it on a case-to-case basis, but that took a lot of time. No one had the luxury of time back then. The world ended in a snap. Wish we could have saved more people. So much for mutually assured destruction as a deterrence. I knew that was hogwash from the beginning. After the war, you two and your digital states took a long nap. Is that about right? You look stumped. Why'd you wake us up if you didn't know about NAP or the Immortality Project? By accident, maybe? Like how every great scientist discovers anything? I'm looking for what's called the Ark, but it's supposed to be better than this. The kind of Ark that can bring the old world back, not just store a couple of digital humans. Old world? Is that what you people call the pre-war era? Or all of the history before the part where nukes kill everyone? All of pre-apocalypse history, then. And an invention is supposed to bring everything back? Or so they say. I'm still trying to figure things out. Their version of God is much more powerful than ours. Do they get a rainbow at the end, too? A double rainbow? You're barking up the wrong ship, kid. We only wanted to immortalize human consciousness. Our goal was to prolong human life, advance medicine to the digital realm, if you will. If only more people understood the value of NAP before it was too late. We could have saved more people, and civilization would have recovered sooner. No, that's a bit much to wrap your heads around. We can change the topic. Yeah, how about you guys introduce yourselves? I'm Eiji. That's you you're talking to, and we have Gunther over here. New Worlder represent. Not to be rude, but this is the first time we've encountered digital humans, or even thought they could exist. And I say that after seeing a lot of weird old world tech with these two. You'll have to forgive them if they're giddy. It's all good. This is the first time we're interacting with post-war folks, too. There's a lot of things we want to talk about if we have the time. I'm sure Yu has questions for you as well. You can just see it in his eyes. Yes, we're quite capable of detecting nonverbal cues. So, there are no other brains in jars like you guys around. Not that we know of. There could have been similar projects kept under the radar to avoid tons of paperwork and public scrutiny. There must have been secret government-funded initiatives just to keep up with our tech, but we don't know if anyone was able to successfully digitize. I think we were far ahead of any competition. That's how good we were. Was NAP really that hard to fund? I know a lot of people who would want to live without the need for food or other basic needs. Technically, replicating even some faults of the human brain was part of the program. If digitized humans didn't feel hungry, sad, or sick, it would have been hard to sell. They already accused us of taking the soul out of humanity. Digitized humans had to be as human as possible. That was the biggest issue back then, wasn't it? Explain to everyone that digital humans will still be humans. No one really understood the implications of immortality back then, or whether the original is replaced in the digitization process. And you know what they say, humans always fear what they don't understand. Not starving to death even when you don't eat for years sounds pretty inviting to me. Well, the digitization process also had its limitations. For example, we couldn't restore deteriorated or damaged brains to their healthy state, mainly due to practical and ethical reasons. If you had dementia or cognitive dysfunction, you were going to stay that way. NAP was first called the Immortality Project, but a senile person presumably couldn't appreciate or even understand immortality. Their family and friends would always be able to talk to them, but that situation introduced a moral dilemma. We couldn't tell whether a senile person wanted to be immortalized digitally or not, especially when they're unable to give proper consent. One of the FAQs was, is it worth becoming immortal if you're not you anymore? If you no longer had self-awareness and couldn't recognize your loved ones, would you still want to be preserved in that state? The project was still attracted to people with healthy brains then. Even they were concerned about the implications. Many groups lobbied against NAP, and they usually had a point. Is the original murdered? Is it unethical to wipe the digital copy should the original wish to? Does the digital human have a soul? Will digital humans be superior to originals who can afford to be digitized? There were too many questions surrounding digitization and immortality. Public perception was almost a bigger problem than the complex technology and intensive research necessary to make NAP work. We couldn't get enough funds, and we were also at the brink of war. It was well understood that the next world war could lead to human extinction. We wanted to focus on NAP, but most researchers were forced to do military work at the time. No one knew how immortality, at the stage of technology we were at, could figure into the war economy and become profitable. War was all about nukes and big red buttons, so we didn't carry a lot of weight in conversations. Everything happened too quickly anyway. Shots were fired, people hid in shelters, now we're here. Digital humans talking to a post-apocalyptic teenager searching for Noah's Ark. Sounds incredibly weird when you think about it. Feels like it was just yesterday when I was streaming my favorite TV show. Hey, we're scientists. We're all about getting weird and freaky. Not in front of a minor, Alan. I don't even want to ask. Why did you volunteer to be digitized? Now you're stuck here at the mercy of whoever wishes to turn you on or off. That's too much of a price to pay, no matter how noble your objectives were. Looks bad now, but the project's ultimate goal is to connect digitized humans to physical bodies. We were hoping to get new bodies down the road. We just never got that far. We believed in the project. We also believed that the lead scientists were to show how much they trusted NAP, more people would embrace the idea. That would have made it easier for NAP to acquire more funding and eventually make humans immortal. We weren't just making copies of our brains. We got rid of our bodies, too. That was the kind of commitment we had and wanted to express. Yeah, now our brain's in a jar. Wasn't very smart in hindsight, was it? You regret doing it? No, not at all. Being among the first immortals ever comes with unlimited bragging rights. And of course I had another reason to volunteer. What's that? I don't know if I should say this, because it's a little cheesy. But I wanted to be with you forever, Shion. Alan. Get a room, you two. I just want to go over this one more time. Like I said before, there's this rumored technology that can recover things from the old world, right? The Ark? Yeah, okay. To what extent is it supposed to do that? We don't know. To me, it's my only shot at seeing a dead loved one again. But I do have reason to believe that this technology exists. This Ark is something that these guys, Sanctus and GPA, basically big arm groups fighting for control, are fighting over. A lot of people have been killed for this Ark. Whether it's admittedly just a myth at this point, it's something people fight, kill, and die for. You're scientists from the old world, right? Have you heard anything of this? That doesn't sound like our Ark, that's for sure. You're looking at the wrong ship. We're more forward sailing, if you know what I mean. We made this Ark so that we wouldn't need an Ark like the one you're looking for. Preservation over restoration. We're products of the Noah's Ark project. But aside from the exponentially faster brain processing speed and the lack of physical bodies, we're just like ordinary humans. The Ark you're talking about is as magical and incredible to us as it is to anyone else. To be fair, between the last time we were shut down and now, we have no way of knowing what has happened. If your Ark is something developed after the war, or a top-secret discovery that we weren't privy to, we wouldn't know a thing about it. You're positive. Our brains work 1,000 times faster than the biological human brain. We'd never be wrong about simple questions. Even if we were wrong, we'd correct ourselves midway in the thought process, and you'll never have a clue that it happened. This Ark you speak of could be a completely new technology created while we were asleep. But it could also be the very same Noah's Ark project, only embellished or sensationalized. What? Like people mistaking you two for gods? It's not that far-fetched. Someone could have read about NAP, told their friends about it, then spurred the rumors you have now. You did essentially resurrect us by turning us on after we've been dead for years. Who in human history came back from the dead? Like I would know. I'm a scavenger-turned-treasure hunter, not a historian. You have to be a pastor for that one. Anyway, myths are often based on distorted facts. Misinformation is prevalent throughout history, whether old world or post-apocalypse. Right. And what you call the old world, despite everyone having access to the net, some people still believe in fictional creatures like Bigfoot and the Loch Ness Monster. I imagine it's hard to discredit myths and legends today. You can't just look it up online if something seems like hoax anymore. For now, I'd say it's a safe theory that your Ark is an embellishment of NAP. In other words, we can take this Ark at face value. It's the most Arky thing I've ever seen you. What's that supposed to mean? So now we have the Alan and Shion profiles. How about something called an ethnobomb? Do you know anything about that? That's a colloquial term for ethnic bioweapons, correct? I wouldn't go there personally. That's a dark road to take, even in the context of all-out warfare. Information about ethnobombs is generally classified, but I guess no one's alive to sue us in any jurisdiction, even if we talked about it. Unless somebody digitized lawyers. If only they'd listened. Shut up, Alan. Ethnobombs shouldn't exist in any period for any reason, killing people for having certain traits in their DNA. That's despicable. Wars shouldn't be fought between races or genotypes, if they should even be fought at all. It's not like there aren't nukes already. I care more about the moral issue of killing millions of people rather than worry about the ethics of it. Besides, with discriminatory WMDs, weapons of mass destruction, you can at least get lucky. Say you're an expat soldier. That isn't funny. If we're going to lump all forms of mass murder together, where do we draw the line? Humanity answered with, it doesn't matter. Didn't work too well. Kid, what do you want to know about this ethnobomb? Someone told me the Ark could bring it back. Sanctus apparently wants to use it against GPA. Do we really like we're in a position to build any bombs? Sounds like your Ark is only going to lead to more dead people, which is crazy to think about considering the world has already ended. Maybe you should just drop it. Jury's still out on that piece of info. I've never even heard of this so-called ethnobomb until now, much less its connection to the Ark. I don't think any top researchers were looking into ethnic bioweapons during the war. We were fairly higher up as NAP's lead scientists, but we were never in the ethnobomb conversation. Anti-nuke defenses and fallout shelters were the priorities. Conventional WMDs already did that job just fine. Everyone was going to die regardless of race. Director might know something, though. But he chose not to be digitized. Alan, why are you telling him that? It's not like I'm teaching him to build an ethnobomb for himself. It's the best I could do for being the disappointing kind of Ark. Hey, I didn't say... It's fine. This brain in a jar is still as human as the rest of you survivors. I haven't lost the ability to read body language in the tone of a person's voice. I can tell that the Ark you're looking for is something extremely important to you. Yeah. Sorry we couldn't be of much help. It's not your fault. I just don't know what to think of this. We talked to someone we believe knew about the Ark, and they sent us here. Isn't that rather telling? That someone who's in the know about this Ark would lead you to us? Must have been a misunderstanding. I don't know, you. I've been listening, and I agree with the part about the creation of myths and legends. Makes a lot of sense when you think about it. It's easy for info to be warped when it's passed along. Happened all the time when we were still hunting treasure. Dude A may have known about this arc and told Dude B. Dude B was like immortal humans and emphasized that to Dude C. Dude C misconstrues it as dead people coming to life. Dude D thinks other things from the old world come back via the arc. Now we hear a ton of different rumors about the arc branching off of that. I get the point, Gunther. You don't have to explain further. This dude Gunther has a good head on his shoulders. Maybe you should listen to him. You don't have a crush on him, do you, Shion? As much as I would love to crush on anyone, they won't be able to reciprocate until we complete the final step of an AP. Hey, I don't discriminate. Holograms, brains in a jar, come at me. No? You're awfully quiet, you. This can't be right. There's no way. This isn't the arc. Pull yourself together. You're not acting like you have the most faith in the arc. You're not acting like you have the most faith in the arc in this room. This isn't good, Eiji. Not good at all. Calm down. We don't know anything for sure yet. Just throwing out ideas here and there. But you're right, Gunther. What you just explained is plausible. This arc. We have a lot more to think about now, that's for sure. But you don't look too good. We should take a break and gather our thoughts. I agree. You need some fresh air, you. This could be the arc. This could be the end. Don't make me smack you in the head. Get a grip. Hate to cut our meeting short, guys, but we really should take you out of here, for now. Sorry to upset our first visitors in a long time. Come back when you feel like it. Yeah, we'll do that. Just gonna put this guy's head on ice for a while. Wait, what is... Shion! What? Yes, I'm receiving it too, an intranet transmission. We were connected? To what? How could the line have survived that long? Shut up. Processing transmission. It's for you. What? Someone tried to contact you through me. Do you want to hear the message? You looked at Eiji. Okay, let's hear it. I'll read it. Hey, sucker. Sucks to know that the arc you're looking for doesn't exist, eh? Damn it, are you picking a fight with me? I'll unplug your ass. He's just being a jerk again. I'll play the real message. It's... I can't tell you who I am. Not right now. What's important is what I'm about to say. Don't let distractions cloud your judgment. The truth exists, within you or without. You won't find the answer in the mirror. Pay your dues to reap the rewards. End of message. Now that's weird. And I'm saying this is a brain in a vat. You have any anonymous friends, you? That kind of thing never got old, huh? I have no idea who that was. How do you know it was addressed to you? Caller told me it's for you, then left the voice message you just heard. Do you know where the call's from, then? Unfortunately not. I'm surprised we even received one at all. Yeah, I had diagnostics running in the background as soon as we woke up, and the network seemed offline. You're welcome, by the way, Shion. So, there's no way to tell whether the message is real or you're just messing with us. We're a lot less bored than we look. There's no reason for us to fake that message. I'd come up with something funnier if it was me. That was way too cryptic for my taste. I don't understand it either, but it might make sense to you since you're the intended recipient. Kinda does, doesn't it, you? It was general enough to be some sort of cold reading or motivational mumbo-jumbo. You're not paying that one on us, are you? You ought to be more grateful that we acted as the messenger. First call since forever and it wasn't even for us. That was heartbreaking, really. The voice didn't sound like either of you. You wouldn't happen to be built with a voice-changing program, would you? Look, we're not lying. Even if we were, arguing is kind of pointless because we can just deny it. He's right. Let's get out of here. You? I need that fresh air. I'm a bit calmer now, though. If you say so. Sorry, guys. Looks like we're off for real this time. Eiji, they said the message was for me. Yeah, it's odd that someone would know you're here and try to contact you. If it really wasn't just a fake recording. Who could it be? Beats me. Picked up any stalkers in the last couple of years? There are at least 3 people I know who could have set us up. Eri and her parents think they did it? Why would they? One thing's for sure. Eri's parents sent us here. Don't cause any trouble, you. Of course not. I just want to get to the bottom of this. Let's just make one thing clear. I wanted to save the poor couple from you. Isn't that right, Gunther? They're still Eri's parents, and the worst thing we could do to Toshio as his friends is hurt Eri. Point your Tanto at their necks because you don't like what you hear, and we're packing up. You probably have to say goodbye to Toshio, too. I wouldn't do that to them. They've suffered enough just because they look the way they do. I'm not going to mess up again, Eiji. Hopefully. I'm not a madman, damn it. Not like I can blame them for thinking that. Still, I need to talk to Eri's parents. Even if that doesn't clarify everything, it'll still make me feel better than I do now. I can't give up. Why, if it isn't the famous treasure hunter, what do you need from us this time? Look, I'm really thankful you sent Eri to tell us about that Ark. But it's not the Ark I'm looking for, and I think you understand that. Excuse me? Is there another Ark other than the one in the Science Museum? I don't have time for this. Can you please be less cryptic? Well, what do you know? We don't have time for you either. Yeah, you two seem awfully busy just sitting there. You say that, but you're still willing to help for some reason. Oh? You'll have to enlighten me on that one. This is easy. I can prove they're not as indifferent as they want to appear. Simple. I don't know, I'm just gonna choose them at random. You didn't have to send Eri to tell us about the museum, but you did. That's how we ended up finding an Ark. Not the Ark we wanted, but an Ark nonetheless. We didn't exactly end on a positive note last night, and you wanted me to leave. Would have been easier to tell me about the Ark in the museum to get rid of me. Dear, why should we help a home invader? Great question. You didn't have to say anything. You made Eri do it anyway. Isn't that awfully nice of you? You have little Eri to thank for that. She said she talked to you, but she said she talked to your friends and they were really apologetic. Must have told her a lot of nice things because she pleaded that we help for their sake. Aren't you glad you have such reliable friends? Now stop bugging us. No. No, I don't think it was that simple. As nice as they were, you don't owe me anything. And I gotta admit, I wasn't the most cordial when I came to see you. I'll understand if you hate me. Doing anything that'll be of use to me should be the last thing on your mind. My darling and I go out of our way to help people sometimes, all there is to it. Our lovely Eri also insisted. Get out of my face and go thank her. Fair enough. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to come off as ungrateful. I'm just... You do realize that the Ark in the museum doesn't even do anything. Now I'm supposed to be responsible for whatever it is you found? That's not what I mean. The Ark everyone talks about. It's not just some wooden ship with digital people inside. You know so much about it, why don't you find it yourself? Can you please tell me in clear terms what you know about the Ark? Because when I talked to Eri before meeting you, I was certain we were thinking of the same thing. A mythical, if dangerous object, or piece of technology, or whatever it is. Not a tiny wooden ship housing a couple of holograms in a museum. As far as I'm concerned, I've told you about the only Ark I'm aware of. If you can't accept that, or face the fact that the Ark you've wanted is so underwhelming, maybe you ought to give up. You're in Shibuya, child. Go find a new hobby. Trade scrap or something. This isn't going anywhere, but I can't let it end here. There's gonna be something. An opening, a crack in her armor. Gotta keep this going and pick her apart, even if I have to bluff my way through. That's radiation poisoning, isn't it? Excuse me? The reason why you and your husband are like that is exposure to radiation. Which is strange because you really have to try to find anything radioactive these days. Speculation. Purely ignorant speculation. I speak from experience. Well, mostly someone else's experience. But your disease is caused by exposure to radiation, no doubt about that. Says who? The treasure hunter who specializes in skin disease? We can ask any doctor right now and they'll say the same thing. Ignorant, totally absurdly ignorant. Go ahead, bring a doctor so I can embarrass you. I don't have to. Eri is all the evidence I need. Anyone can tell just by looking at her. She even confessed to us. You weren't like that before, and she's not like you. Enlighten me, treasure hunter. What exactly are you implying here? Your condition isn't genetic. You can't hide that fact. Now with Eiji looking like everyone else. Something happened that made you look like that, without affecting Eiji as well. Again with your false assumptions, treasure hunter. The condition I share with my husband simply has a delayed onset. Dear Eiji is just too young to show its symptoms. Give it a few more years. I really wish she'd be a lot more fortunate than us, but reality will catch up eventually. Let's assume it is genetic. Doesn't change the fact that both you and your husband have it. Now, you'd have to be extremely unlucky to both have the same rare genetic disease from your respective parents. Either that, or your husband is related to you in more ways than one. Watch your mouth, treasure hunter. If one of you contracted from the other, there'd be a lot more of you guys walking around. Eiji is perfectly fine, and so are your neighbors. I've been to places and... I've had enough of your mental gymnastics, treasure hunter. Next thing you're going to tell me is that the Ark will cure it all. Oh yeah. That's what this is all about, isn't it? The magical Ark that you insist we know of. The Ark that can bring back the dead, the good old days, and what have yous. The fantasy in your head that you just can't let go of after seeing the Ark for yourself. You play all these mind games. You're all the same. You think you can squeeze the Ark out of us. That's not what I... Give it up, foolish child. Stop believing in fantasies. It's an ugly world we live in, and you're part of the problem. The truth is you want to escape from reality, even if you must knowingly chase an illusion. Wake up. I'm getting somewhere. I can feel it. I just have to be very careful with what I say next. I'll make it up if I have to. I need to make her talk. We finally get to the bottom of things, don't we? You hold a grudge against the Ark. I wasn't expecting that kind of bitterness to come out. Absurd. Unlike you, I feel absolutely nothing towards constructs of the imagination. Your words betray you, then. You turn on me, but it's the Ark you have hatred for. Foolish. You speak out of your behind. I was really disappointed to find that Ark. Talking to the digital humans, the scientists, I was in denial. I was being torn apart. I couldn't believe it. That couldn't possibly be the Ark we were looking for. But the scientists were making sense. They were right. Legends are often half-truths. I know this having chased various legends with Dalton, the biggest being the Golden Dream. But you know what? I'm not the only one grinding my gears here. You were just as disappointed as I was. Preposterous. Completely baseless. Eiji thinks it's dangerous to pursue the Ark. She strongly opposed the idea that I talk to you guys. There's nothing dangerous about a couple of holograms on a wooden ship. Why would she stop us from taking a trip to a museum to see that? The answer is quite obvious. You must have told her about another Ark. The real Ark. And the truth is, the Ark has something to do with your condition. Grasping at straws, I see. I don't know whether you came close to death finding the Ark to cure yourself, or the Ark itself made you like that. Either way, you misled people, you mislead people, who approach you about the Ark. You feed them wrong information because it's dangerous to chase the Ark. You don't want your misfortune to happen to anyone else, whatever that is. Hilarious. All that speculative nonsense, and you don't even entertain the fact that we just came across the same Ark. I was waiting for you to say that. Now I know for sure that you're lying. I'll have no more of your baseless accusations, child. It's not baseless at all. The reason is simple. You never met the scientists. We were their first visitors, probably ever since they went to sleep during the war. Isn't that right? Now, will you tell me about the Ark? This conversation is over. Please, I know how dangerous it is. Maybe Eiji has already told you how I feel about that. It's a risk I have to take. If the Ark doesn't kill me, I will. No, you don't know how dangerous it is. You only think of yourself. What would you know, you ignorant fool? You're blinded by your own selfish desire. No, I know what you mean. Is that so? Enlighten me, then. The reason why the Ark is dangerous not only to myself is... You've heard of the ethnobomb, haven't you? Either you know from somewhere else, or Toshio told Eiji and that reached you. If you're so ill-informed, you should just... It's not just the ethnobomb. The Ark could potentially bring back other weapons of mass destruction. Maybe a database for WMDs is all it is, and that's why warring factions like Sanctus and the GPA want it so badly. But I'm not planning genocide or detonating bombs or anything like that. It's actually rather inconvenient that the possibility of the Ark bringing back any WMD exists. If that turns out to be the case, then I'll give up and dispose of the Ark myself, so no one can use it. Easier said than done. There's no telling what could happen when the time comes. Power can corrupt anyone. What happens if you get so close to acquiring power? All it takes is the press of a button. I'm not interested in killing people based on genetics or using WMDs as a deterrence. Nothing in it for me. Nukes are for rulers to play with. I prefer smaller groups, to be honest. Nukes. 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 Weapons of mass. Bombs. Weapons. Bombs. Honey. No, no, they couldn't possibly allow... No. Who won't allow what? Darling, please? They wouldn't... No. They promised. Calm down, darling. The Sayashis... Sayashis? No more WMDs. Nukes. Yes, dear. No more terrifying radioactive weapons of mass destruction. That's what they promised us. They said they would stop further research of not just the radioactive kind, but all types of WMD. Death. Yes, dear. They said they would refuse Septimus's orders, even at the cost of their lives. Wait a minute. I think I should be part of the conversation here. What was that about the Sayashis? You wouldn't be talking about... Yes, Yudai Sayashi. We're talking about your parents, Toru and Aliyah Sayashi. Scientists of Sanctus. Two of the very best. And yes, we know you're the eldest child of the Sayashis. Miho was the name of your sister, the one you sacrificed just about anything to get back. We've known about the two of you long before you came to Shibuya. Little Miho was a baby last we saw you. Now she's dead. Don't mess with me. Shame on you. Stop it. Not like this. Your parents feared they were putting you in harm's way. They were more worried about you than their own safety, or so they said. But then they still obeyed the orders of Septimus like the dogs that they were. They... radioactive experiments. They were dogs on a leash, existing only to obey their master's bidding. In turn, they treated us like dogs, maybe even worse. Certainly subhuman, disposable. They pretended like they cared. Your father had the gift of the silver tongue, and your mother could fool anyone with how genuine she came across. But the experiments continued. They told us Septimus wanted results, that all our lives were at stake, and it was the only way to keep us alive. Septimus killed them eventually. Could have been very valuable assets if they were butchered like that. How would you know if they died? I keep an ear to the ground. Easier than it sounds. Sanctus is no longer the impregnable organization it once was. And then there's you, Yudai Sayashi, going around making a name for yourself as a treasure hunter. Like your parents, you turned out to be a failure. Kinkakuji was such a trip, wasn't it? Shut up. You're making this up. I wish I was, child. I wish your parents didn't turn us into monsters, reviled by everyone wherever we go. Something else made you like that. It's genetic, I don't know. If it was genetic, why is Eri perfectly fine? Why do I suffer the same condition as my husband when we're not related by blood? I'll tell you why. They took us away from our home, took away my newborn daughter, and then they did the experiments. They ruined us, destroyed us, stripped us of our humanity. They intoxicated us with so much radiation that we weren't the same anymore. They told us they were careful not to give us a lethal dose, but did it really matter? They made our lives a living hell, a fate we will have to suffer to the end of our days. Death would have been more kind. Leave. I don't. I'm sorry. You look sick, you. Something happened? No. You looked at Eiji. Just call it a day. Thanks. Long day? You don't have to say anything. It's all over your face. Nothing beats an old-fashioned full night's sleep at times like this. I'd love that right now. Well, don't let me stop you. Get on in there and take a load off. I'll try. He's breathing real slowly, as if conserving everything he has left in the tank. I should make him exert more effort than he needs to. Stay alive, old man. Alive and kicking. And that, my brothers and sisters, is why you need to be more united in your faith than you've ever been. Those scumbag rebels don't know what's coming for them. You are so right, brother. The mighty fist of Lord Septimus will crush any insurgency. Do not fear when you see those rebels hiding in the shadows of Nova Tokyo. They cannot besiege us. They're too afraid, and we will exterminate them. Brothers and sisters, you must help with this effort by reporting any suspicious persons or groups to local authorities. Together with the blessing of His Holiness Lord Septimus, we will destroy those cockroaches. My friend, what's that? You want to ask how it feels to be a hero? It'd be... Your eyes are dead. What's wrong? Now listen, I may not be a Sentai, but I know it's a rush when you fight bad guys. Maybe you gotta go out there and serve your own brand of justice. Nothing like it, really. Way more exciting than hiding naughty rags from your pops. Not that Sentai like me, did I slip? I didn't, right? I was saying an upstanding, ordinary, non-Sentai citizen like me wouldn't endorse adult material to teenagers. Aren't you quite the hero? Hero? Me? No, I'm just a concerned citizen. I don't have a superhero outfit underneath my clothes. Want to see? I can manage without that, thanks. It's been a long day. Could really use some rest. This isn't working. This isn't working at all. I need some fresh air. How do I even... My parents were researching WMDs for Septimus? I knew they were scientists, but this can't. The Ark. Can't sleep? I wasn't going to kidnap Toshio. I didn't say anything. You followed me. You have the look of someone who has to get something off his chest. I'm no shrink. Just a humble barkeep, but I can hear you out. Obviously, I'm not going to force anything out of you. But it'd be a load off my back if I was sure you weren't just going psycho. I've just been thinking about a lot of things. I'm listening. The rift between me and Toshio. I mean, neither of us is eager to see each other. Then we find that Ark. I talk to Eiji's parents. It's just too much noise. It's all messed up. We might have to continue on without Toshio and leave this entire Shibuya episode behind. You think? This might be the first time you're giving up on something that isn't completely hopeless. I don't want to give up, but maybe coming here was a wrong move, Eiji. Stop acting like that. I'm all weirded out. Just do what you do best. You can find a way to turn the situation around and make Toshio believe in your cause. You've always been good at that. When you're confused, you stick to your guns. Eiji, even if I do, even if that was all there was to it, Toshio's just a kid. You and Gunther, I know you could handle anything. Toshio's still malleable. If he truly believes the Ark will lead to genocide, I shouldn't convince him to pursue it anyway. Even if I could, I don't want to force a wrong perspective on him, or one that's only my own. Eiji. And you want to feel less like a manipulative prick, is that it? I guess so. Toshio's gotten older. With all the experience he took away from our Charlton days, I'd reckon he aged twice as fast as kids like him. Are you saying I should treat him no differently from you or Gunther? What I'm saying is he can make his own choices. There are things he cares about, just like each and every one of us. If he turns you down, it'd be because he weighed his options and made a decision like a Charlton would. Unless I make him an offer he can't refuse. Don't underestimate Toshio. He can probably put Hachiko in attack mode to bite your ass off. Besides, you wouldn't do something that'll turn me or Gunther off. You get desperate at times, but you're not that stupid. I wouldn't risk losing all you three. It'd be nice to have everybody back together, but you can't just expect him to come with us. You have issues to sort out between the two of you. You need to overcome that hurdle together. If the dice doesn't roll that way, we have to accept it and move on. Yeah, thanks, Eiji. You're a lot more supportive about this than I thought you'd be. You're a prick. But I'll tell you one thing right now. I'm here because you showed me how serious you are about getting everyone back together. Gathering everyone for Miho is still the biggest objective of this trip as far as I'm concerned. I'll be a little disappointed if you give up now. Scratch that, I'd be hella bummed. As much as I want to live up to your expectations, I feel like I can't even look Toshio in the face right now. I'm sure the feeling's mutual. Yeah. He's pissed because you listened to his secret audio logs, sure. But I doubt he cares about that as much as what he confessed to Hachiko. You both have good reasons to be ashamed of yourselves. You just happen to be the older, allegedly more responsible guy. Act like it. Moping under the stars, sheesh. Eiji. Shut up. I don't want to hear anything disgusting before I sleep. Eiji walked back inside. Need a whiff of fresh air, eh? Yeah. It's hard to just fall asleep when you have a lot of baggage in here. You touched his temple. Sorry to hear that, boy. It's fine. I just hope it sorts itself out. Can't let things get you down too much. As you grow older, you'll learn how to give less fucks. Life gets easier from there. Looking forward to it. It ain't over until it's over. How about we capture them and put them on cleaning duty? Brother, there is no need to show these vermin any compassion. Anything less than cold-blood murder is too kind. I suppose. Kill them all and steal their babes, right? Now you're talking, brother. Wait, did you just say babes or babies? That's all the time we have for today, folks. Tune in next time for more Septimus lovin'. What are you still doing up? Not feeling too well. Can't sleep. I know how that is. You too hot? You too cold? Sometimes I have those nights where my body can't decide whether it's too hot or cold, so I keep tossing blankets on and off. It's not that. Just got some stuff on my mind. Well, that'd bug me if I was trying to sleep. Take a quick lap around the center. Might make you feel better to get all that excess energy out. Yep, take it easy. Don't stay out for too long. Gotta at least try to sleep. I still have time for a decent night's rest. Better leave sorting things out for when I'm well rested.